Hi, I'm Patrick Reed from the Adamas Principle. Just a bit of an intro before we kick off with the slides. Something on my radar is the growing chorus of Jay Powell and a Fed put. This chorus is getting louder and louder. Has the dovish pivot turned into a full-on Fed put? And for those of you who can remember the Greenspan put, that basically means, has the Fed got the markets back? You know, if stocks are tanking, will there be a prolonged pause or even a rate cut? So with that in mind, I just want to go through a sort of timeline from October. It was the rhetoric has changed quite significantly in a short space of time. We came from way below neutral to just below neutral. Then we were talking about patience, and now it's data dependent. In addition to this, the OIS priced out a hike, Eurodollar futures priced in a cut. However, US data is largely unchanged. I know ISMs are kind of weakening a little. Now, we all know China is creaking. Europe, however, you could argue is cratering. So is it a Fed put or a master stroke with a bit of verbal intervention? For me and us at the Adamas Principle, we don't really care because it was a job well done. The ECB, RBA, BOA duly followed. So with that in mind, the first slide is Eurodollar. Eurodollar being Eurodollar, very sticky, very slow. Now, the interesting thing is, despite a dovish Fed, no one really likes Eurodollar. 113, might put a bit of a decent fight, but it's very difficult to trade because, you know, despite global worries, and if they are global worries, you might get a bid on the dollar as a safe haven. No one really wants Eurodollar because, you know, it's got its own problems. You only have to look at France over the weekend, Italy downgrading GDP with about 2 trillion of debt, and, you know, a single mandate on CPI not going anywhere. So the next slide, dollar yen. After the big flash crash, there's talk that corporates will be selling dollar yen at 110, the big figure. I subscribe to this myself. I spoke to a colleague before, and we both think this is true. 108.15, pretty nice level down there. But the mother of all levels is at 112, the big figure. So watch that. You know, this could, I do see this knocking on the door and eventually breaking up, but it's putting up a pretty good fight so far. So Aussie dollar, this is interesting. Obviously, we've had, you know, and I linked, posted on LinkedIn some time ago, 73.30, big level on the weekly. Didn't quite get there, 72.95s, and all I can say is near-term resistance 71.50, and then the final two slides. So let's take a look at the RBA. Look at the money markets, because we're now pricing in a cut 16 basis points over the next 12 months. Take a look at the 2-year swaps, much lower, all ahead of the cash rate expectation, which is below 3 months, all adding to some pain. And then finally, the bank funding costs. We you know, I linked in, I posted a LinkedIn comment some time ago about the NAB raising its mortgage rates 15 basis points. However, this does suggest tightening credit conditions. All eyes on Tuesday, because for China and the US doing the, you know, commencing talks again. However, I am a firm fader of this, any risk on rallies, just because of the concerns in the global growth. My name is Patrick Reed, Adamas Principle. Thank you.